Well, good evening, JCC Broken Families. I never thought I would be doing any videos and always made fun of people who did them on YouTube, so I guess now I'll be making fun of myself. But at this point, I guess by popular demand for a lot more alcohol in order to survive our wonderful children and our wonderful Zoom sessions, and I gotta tell you personally, I am absolutely fatigued from all the Zoom sessions, but I am so thankful to all of our families and so thankful to all of our teachers and all of our staff who are surviving this, and so thankful for everyone who is surviving this. This is tough, but we all need to do this. So, to make your evenings a little bit easier, I want to share one more cocktail. This one happens to be one of my favorites. It's really old school, and I tend to be quite a bit old school. I still open doors, and nothing to do with the fact that I'm a man and I feel the need to open the door. It's just kind of old school for me, and it's totally a sign of respect. So this cocktail for me reflects a lot of that chivalry, a lot of those kind of days that were back in a day, the old school days. So today I'm going to make with you an old-fashioned. It's probably one of the oldest cocktails out there. It dates all the way back to the 1800s. There's a former club in Kentucky that claims that they created it in 1801, although the first time it is mentioned is also around 1800, 1801 in a Chicago newspaper. Now, the reason why it is called old-fashioned is because most of the things that go into this cocktail really date all the way back, and I will do it sort of similar to how it was done back in the day. What you're going to need, a couple of different things. You'll need your sugar. Usually I would get a cube and then muddle it down. You'll need your bourbon or whiskey. I prefer bourbon personally in my drink. You'll need your ice, and I know I spend a lot of time in each video talking about my ice. I'm a huge, slightly obsessed fan of them. This is your standard ice from your refrigerator. This will not do. Be classy. Get one of these large pieces of ice. They are going to suit you well. They are just absolutely beautiful, and they're going to do much better, keep the content of the drink cooler, and stay as ice versus water diluting your drink much longer. So you need your bourbon, your orange, you need your sugar, your Angostura bitters, and you are ready to go. So for this one, I have sort of always show a couple of different cups. For this one, you're going to need, back to the bloopers, for this one you're going to need a shorter cup, not one of the longer ones. So I have two sort of shorter ones. I prefer this one for my personal old-fashioned, since I am making it for myself. Although, to be honest, my wife has gotten into it as well very recently. She's been drinking with all of her friends at work, after work, and responsibly, but she's been getting into the old-fashions as well and into her whiskeys. So let's start building our drink. First things you're going to need to do is grab your cup. In addition to the cup, you want to grab a teaspoon of sugar, regular sugar. Now, if you don't have regular sugar, typically, as I mentioned, I would be using a sugar cube, because that's how it was done old-fashioned back in the day. You want 2 dashes of Angostura bitters, and these are your spices. So like just like you do in cooking, you would have your spices in order to kick up your food and to make sure it has a lot of flavor. This is pretty much that. So Angostura bitters, just a few dashes. I prefer to throw a little bit more. Personally, I love the way that it smells. Now, here's where the recipe occasionally differs. I like to add a little bit of water because we're going to need to muddle this out. So just a bar spoon of water. Most people don't like that, but this gets the consistency a little bit better, helps you melt that sugar. And once that bourbon hits the sugar, it's really going to go well. So muddle it around. If you would have had your sugar cube, this would work even better. Now, what you want to do is 2 ounces of bourbon, but first you want to put in that ice inside. And look at that beauty. Now I have a couple of different bourbons here, Woodford Reserve and Bullet. at home. You can also use whiskey. Try to pick one that you like. I'm gonna do about 2 ounces of this. So while I do this, one weirdly fun fact, as I'm sure all of you have seen at this point, the Tiger King show. So my cool cats and kittens, right? Not sure if you think she did it. I have some questions. So, but what a weird show. I'm sorry for taking an extra 2 seconds about it. Wow. It's like it begins as a train wreck, and then you think that it's over, but it just keeps going and going and going. It's a train wreck upon train wreck. I'm about to start it. Well, we've been sort of running the marathon. I think we're 2 episodes away, 1 episode away from finishing the show. So this is my drink to help me survive. So you want to mix this around once you put in your ice. You want to mix this around to make sure that, first of all, the drink is cool, and second of all, that all of that sugar is up there. Now the pièce de résistance, right? Our big, cool, fun part of the drink. You want to have an orange, and you want to have a fresh one, because the fresher oranges are going to have a lot more oils, and you will see what I mean by oils and what you need to do. So we're going to take our peeler and peel off what is called a token in a bar business. Not that I've ever worked, but lots of YouTube videos. So you're going to peel your token. I'm sorry, your coin, right? You don't want to get too much of the white part. What you're going to do next is take matches. Thank you, I think. The River Cafe and Fine and Rare. It was a pleasure stealing matches when my wife and I were there for dates. So they definitely come in handy. So you want to light your match. And you want to do it gracefully, right? The first 10 times. Okay, Fine and Rare. That didn't work. Let's try it again. Oh, there we go. You want to take your coin and you want to warm it up. Once it is warmed up, there you go. You want to make sure. So what I just did is, once you warm up the oils in your orange peel, and then you squeeze it down and press it, all of that flavor is going to go right over your drink. And you want to do it over your drink. I'm going to show you one more time because it is really cool and I love it. So here we go. Cut some peel. Take your match. Light it. You want to put it on the side and warm it up because it gets all of that nice oil, nice and excited. Put it over your drink. Squeeze it. Didn't work. There we go. Wipe down the rim. Put it in. And this is our old fashioned. Cheers, JCC Brooklyn. Stay strong. Can't wait to see everyone as soon as this quarantine is over. L'chaim.